Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay. So glad you're here today. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about emotions and feelings and those of us who are not really the best at expressing them. So, exciting topic, right? Let's get started. Okay, so I feel like there's a really high standard when it comes to expressing emotion. Some of this may be in my own head, but I feel like it's kind of unwritten that when someone's expressing an emotion or a feeling, that it should be heartfelt, genuine, deeply processed, and should probably be given face-to-face or over the phone. So for someone like myself who struggles to actually know how they feel about a certain situation or really process a situation that's happened to someone else, sometimes human interaction is just, it's too much. Now, like all things, I'm working on it, but for those of you who really struggle to express your emotions because the idea of them being done face to face, like talking with someone about it or expressing yourself to someone else, it's too daunting, I want to say that your feelings and your emotions are just as real if you express them over some non-human medium as they are if you were to express them face to face to someone else. So a non-human medium, text, email, a message, a handwritten note, however you feel comfortable expressing those things, those emotions and those feelings are still valid no matter how you need to put them out there. So my standards for expressing emotion are the following. They need to be genuine and the other person needs to physically be able to receive them in some way. So whether that's over the phone, over email, whatever. As long as they can get it, it qualifies. Okay, so why can it be so hard for someone to express how they feel about something on the spot? I feel like for someone who's feeling dominant or just whatever you are, it feels very natural to express the feeling as it's happening. And you're very certain and you're very aware of how you feel in that moment. That's not the case for everyone else. Okay, so why is it so hard for me to express how I feel about something or something emotionally related on the spot? Well, the first reason is I may not know how I actually feel about a situation. Now, as an INTJ, I have TE second and I have my FI third in my function stack. So that means that to get to my FI, it kind of needs to pass through my TE first. So this may be hard for some people to understand if you're just very aware of your emotions and just feel like you really know what they mean when they happen. I don't, and I know a lot of other people out there don't either. So for me, when I am hit with some kind of emotional wave of something, I have to actually process what is that wave. Am I feeling angry right now? Is this something that is making me sad? Am I feeling joy? I don't quite know always, sometimes I do, but I don't always know right away. And so if I seem emotionally unavailable, it may be because I'm trying to figure out what that emotion was. And right now it's passing through my rationality, my TE first, and then it's landing up in my FI, my introverted feeling. So it may be a little bit slow, and that may be why I might not react right away. So the second reason why I might not be able to respond in the moment is because I don't actually know what an appropriate response would be. Now it's really funny because I've talked to some people about this before, and whenever I explain things, they're like, how do you not know how you feel? Or how do you not know how you should respond? It's just not programmed into everyone's mind. So if it's not your mind, it's okay. And it's okay to take the time to say, okay, let me think about this and let me figure out what an appropriate response would be. And I used to feel really bad about the fact that I couldn't just on the spot be available to someone in need in an emotional situation, but I've come to realize that that's okay. You know, it's a work in progress. But if I have to take a little bit more time and if I can make my response more meaningful when I'm able to come back to them, then that's just as good. All right, so the third reason why I may not be able to respond in the moment is because if I do it right now, I may just end up crying, and me trying to explain something while I'm crying is probably not the best situation for me. And now it's not because I'm embarrassed about crying. It happens very rarely, but I'm not embarrassed when it does. But it's more so for me, with someone with extroverted thinking first, I want to explain myself clearly and I want to convey something clearly. So even if it's sharing my perspective of an emotion or how something made me feel, right? I want to be able to do it with clarity because that's really valuable to me and that's really important to me. So if I'm crying and trying to express it, it's just a mess, not only for everyone else, but it's a mess for me. And I don't want to be like that because I want to express myself clearly. So dang it, I may have to wait a minute. So for all of the introverts out there, or just people who feel maybe uncomfortable expressing their emotions and their feelings in a more extroverted way, it's okay. And it's okay for you to take the time that you need to process them and to think about what you want to say and express them in a medium that you feel comfortable, even if that's not face to face. So for all of those out there who are very agile with your feelings, please be patient with us slower counterparts out there, because we just need a little bit of patience in this area. And us not communicating to you face to face about how something made us feel, or if you're experiencing something, if for us not to be able to respond to you right away in that moment, it's never meant to offend you or to make you feel bad or to make you feel like we don't care. We probably do care and we probably want to do something. We're just not physically sure how to do that yet, and we haven't really processed what it means in our minds yet. So just think about that when you see us struggling to come up with words. And if you're talking to someone who's obviously having a problem trying to express themselves in as it relates to feelings or emotions, just let them know that it's okay for them to process it and think about it and come back to you later, even if it's through a text message or an email, and you can talk that way. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like such a good feelings preacher today, talking about the feels and how important they are. Just so you know, I basically blew past my feelings and other people's feelings for the majority of my life. And there were consequences for it sometimes, and I'm trying to get better at that. And so I'm not speaking all this in a place of being self-righteous, but in a place of saying I'm working on this too. Join me on the journey. Hope to see you there at the finish line. Till next time. Also, I write for a blog called I Think I Feel. I'm going to link the blog down below, but I've also written on the same subject, so if you would prefer to read versus watch me, it's cool. You can read it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.